that to go? And hold that and hold three things.
I wasn't gonna plan on using that.
You're gonna yell.
I'm just gonna yell. It should be very quiet.
Well, no, but it's a full room. Well, not here. Okay. Or actually, can someone else just do this?
I can do the paper.
That'd be great. Hi guys, how are you? Good, nice to see you today. Is this your brother coming to school next year? What's his name? Matthew. Hi, Matthew. Are you going to be in TK or kindergarten? Kindergarten. Okay, that's exciting.
Send my regards.
Oh, sure. Oh, come on. Are we good to go? All right, good morning. We're so happy you're here. We have a couple more people trickling in, but we want to respect your time, so we're going to get started. All right, so Ms. DeCoy, our principal, sends her regards. She can't be here today, but you're going to get to know her very well over the following year if you haven't already met her. My name is Stephanie Croyle. I'm the elementary vice principal. This is Ms. Dillon, our vice principal for middle school. We have Ms. Vaslova, she's our registrar. You probably have already met her because she's our first face of GIS. We have Ms. Call. She is our curriculum coach and PYP coordinator. We have Mr. Daniel Bubella. He's our parent liaison. You'll be speaking with him a lot next year. And we have Miss Britt, and she is our community engagement specialist from the district office. She's helping us with Zoom today. So we have our lapel pin and our microphone. Mr. Roman, I see him. He's in the back. He's our go-to man with Mr. Michael as well. We have Mr. Roman's our site administrator, and Mr. Michael is his right-hand man, okay? So thank you so much for coming. We are so excited to meet both you and your child, the new students. I see many faces that I already know. So I'm glad you're bringing the siblings of our previous students and lots of new faces. So welcome. We're excited. Let's get going. The next slide's the agenda, so it's not too exciting. Just hang on. I do want to thank you, though, for choosing GIS. You have the choice of every school available in the area. I hope you're here because you've heard amazing things about our program. Maybe you have some friends or relatives that already attend here or have previously. And here we go. This will be what we are discussing over the next hour. Okay, let's continue on. All right, so these are expectations for the next school year. So as of this, this year has been a little bit of a different year. There's a lot of distance learning happening. Next year, GIS will not be offering distance learning at all. So everyone will be in a seat-based program, okay? So that means students will be required to attend Monday through Thursday, 8:30 to, what are we saying, 3:15, and Fridays, 8:30 to 12:30, okay? So the option for Zoom will not be available. So if your child does become sick or ill, that is okay. They will have the opportunity to make up the work when they return, okay? We'll just give you that work later. Now, if you decide you really wanted distance learning, and that's what you were hoping to get next year, GCC is now offering a virtual academy. So if that was what you were hoping for, we are, as our own district, offering a virtual academy so that the children can be distance learning all year. All right? So please, if you have any questions about that, you can ask us afterwards and we'll help you with that. All right, so because of how well we're doing with our COVID, we're able to have all students back in the classroom. We don't know about masks for next year, okay? So that's generally a concern for a lot of parents. So this year, obviously, we're all still wearing our masks. As soon as we have guidance from the state as to what we need to do, we will let you know, okay? We are excited to offer after-school program again. Now, it is at a limited capacity. So if you do want after-school program, please fill out the paperwork as soon as possible, and then you will be put on a list. And we go in order of how when you're applied. Is that correct, Ms. Vaslova? Does that sound right? Oh, I'm sorry. In August, that application will be available to you. I apologize, it's not in there yet, but that will be available to you in August when you come back to fill out paperwork. All right, and please remember that even next year, if the masks go away or if they don't, please make sure to monitor your child's health every day. Fevers, sick stomachs, anything at all out of the ordinary, please keep them home. And if they've thrown up, it needs to be 24 hours after they've been sick, they can return, okay? And we can always clarify those qualifications for you later. All right. I think Miss Dillon is next. Would I clean that for you? There you go.
I clip this on. Good morning, everyone. I'm going to go ahead and go over a little bit about our program and what we offer at GIS. We are an international baccalaureate world school. This is the mission statement from IB program. It talks about us developing a child, a holistic child, a whole child, and not just certain components of it. Our mission statement aligns with our IB mission statement, which is our mission is to develop the whole child as a compassionate, lifelong learner. Through inquiry, reflection, and rigor, students will become globally aware and actively involved in their community and the world. So basically, that's a whole lot of verbiage for us to talk about how we want to develop children who understand what's happening around them, who understand things happening inside the community. So that's why there's a lot of projects in the classrooms that talk about community service. 5th grade does their exhibition program, which is all about community service. 8th grade has a more extensive community service project, which they do, that goes more in depth of them doing action in the community. Currently, our 8th graders are very busy with that. So this is the last week they're doing it. They're gonna be done. Next week's are presentations for them. So that goes more in depth about that. So the programs we offer here at GIS. So like I said, we are an international baccalaureate school authorized for TK through 5th grade, which is our primary years program. And we are also an MYP school, which offers grades 6 through 8. You can move on to high school and continue with the IB program. There are different high schools around the area that offers it for grades 9 and 10. The MYP program is a 5-year-long program. We only offer the first 3 years. We are hoping to have a school within GCC that is an IB high school. Those are hopes. It's still in process. It's happening. So let's see how we go with it. So, but that's now in more conversations with everyone and the community. So those are the 2 programs we offer. After that, I'm going to talk a little bit about our office hours. We are here Monday through Friday, 8 to 4 o'clock. If you'd like to stop by, if you have any questions, need anything, or you want to call for something, our office is available and our wonderful ladies are awesome. 4 of them are in the office, so there's a lot of staff to help out. Mr. Daniel Babella is here for parent concerns and anything. We are here ourselves as administrators to support families and our students. And the phone number, fax number is available for use. After this, I am going to go ahead and pass it on to Mr. Babella.
All righty, welcome. Again, as you all know, my name's Daniel, or Mr. B, Mr. Daniel, whatever is comfortable for you. One moment. Yeah, we're doing a live on YouTube, so no one can see you on YouTube, but if you go onto our YouTube, or if you missed this meeting, or if you want to listen to it again, that's why we're doing all this microphone stuff. So most of our information we send out in many different mediums. So this is one of our examples, is our GIS website. It's www.gischarter.org. You just find that in the URL. You can find that in any of our social media. So this is what it would look like. This is our homepage. Our first tab is Our School. So that's where you can find teachers' websites, their emails. So if you don't know how to contact your teacher, you don't have their email saved, this is one way you can find their email to contact them. That's the best way to communicate right now during our quarantine, because we can't have parents come on campus and have parent-teacher conferences. So this will be one form of communication with your teacher. You can find their email. You can find our after-school information there as well. Oh, I'm sorry. The next tab was the GIS staff list. So that's where you can find the emails. I apologize. The first one is Our School. That's just where all the information for the different programs that we have in our school. The second tab, which is the staff tab, you can even pull it up on your phone, the gischarter.org website. You can just navigate it. The mobile site, it looks a little different, but all the information is the same. Then we have our attendance policy. For more information on attendance, basically this is just a way for you to, reach different information that GIS has to offer, such as enrollment and also immunization requirements and medical documentation. If you have questions about that, you can also always refer to our website. So that's just an option for you. If we go to our next slide. We have 3 columns on the home page. So the left-hand column is just information, general information of our district, our school. The middle one will be the one that we have most of our registrations or important announcements. So right now on our website, we have our registration for summer school. You can do that all online. So if you're interested in summer school, you can find that link. It will be at the top. We have our upcoming dates that gets updated. So you can check our full calendar. We usually update that in accordance with our student calendar. So if you don't have the student calendar printed out, or you couldn't find the calendar, you can always check our website, see what's upcoming dates, such as like the promotions or no after school or last day of school is all up there. We also have on we have our district website that you can reach from our website. If you don't know our district, if for some reason you need to contact our district, or maybe you have some more questions about other schools, our GCC district website link is on that left-hand column. Or if you want, you could just look up GCC charters on Google or find that link however you want. It just makes it easier for anyone that's navigating the website. At the bottom of the page, we have our different links to some of our school programs that we use for the students. So if the students are playing, ST Math, GG Math, it's a Penguin Math, if you don't know. You can just click on that link and it'll take you to the login. So it's just another easier way to kind of help you find some of those different learning resources like Fast Forward, MathWiz. And we also have our social media links. We have our Facebook, our Twitter, and our YouTube. So we usually post announcements and updates, what's going on the site. We sometimes post pictures just so that you can kind of see what's going on at school, even though you're not here. Obviously, we do take into account privacy, and you do have the option to be opted out. And before we post any pictures, before we post any videos, we make sure that the students that are in the picture or in the video, that they have, that they gave consent to be on social media or on our online platforms. If you opt out, then we make sure that we check this. We have a list of all the students that opt out, which means you don't want your students posted on public mediums or social media or our website. So we usually watch out for that. So we don't just post whatever we want. We make sure that we keep in account parent privacy and student privacy. So, but again, you could also look at our social media to see. You go to the next slide. I think so here's our social media. Oh, I forgot to mention we have the YouTube. I didn't mention because we're doing the live. So the YouTube actually has a lot of older live streams that we did. So if you want to get school updates, we have some fun videos that our media team, our 8th grade media team, they created. So if you have students in middle school, they'll probably be joining the media team to create videos for us. We had a virtual talent show, so we were doing a lot of virtual stuff. We were doing a lot of assemblies virtually, and it's all up on YouTube. Again, some of the videos we make sure that if any students pop up or if anyone is being displayed during a Zoom meeting or something like that, we want to cut that out. So some videos are not up because we couldn't post them because of privacy. So even this meeting will be on YouTube. Again, just more resources for you to get all that information. You can watch past videos and see what our school is doing, see what we've been up to these last few years. Next slide. All right, so this is important. This is our ARIES student portal. Can we go back to the website slide? 2 slides. Yeah, right there. So in the middle column, there's a big A. That's going to be where you can access your grades and information for your student. So if we go back to the ARIES login. So once you click that, this is what's going to pop up. And this is just some information, some general information. So this is how you can know and stay up to date with your students' grades and records. So if you need help with that, I will definitely help you. There is a phone app. You can also access that through our GIS app. So we have a school app, which makes it easier for you to, again, get all this information. It's just whatever's easier for you. We just give a lot of different options, and whatever you find the easiest, you can use it how you desire. So this step 1 information, right now, we actually created a way where we would skip this step, but sometimes some parents, if they haven't been in the system yet, or we haven't just had a chance to connect their child to their email, then you would need this information. There's a student permanent ID number, which is the 9800 number. Student home telephone number. So that telephone number has to be that primary number that's on your student's account. So whatever number you put as a primary phone number, sometimes like, mom is signing up her student, but the dad's number is a primary number. So it has to match what's in our record. And then we give out a verification code. Again, this is like last resort because recently when I've been setting up parents to see their student grades, they would just put in their email and they would create the account and their student would be linked to their email. And the reason why is because we have their email in our system. If your email is not in our system or the account you created, that email is not in our system, then you would have to do these steps, which is not too long, but we can help you with that. So if you get this pop-up and you don't know the information, you can always come to the office and we'll help you with that. Awesome. So Parent Square and ARIES communication, there are a few different ways that we send out messages to you. So Parent Square is one of the main ways we're going to be sending out messages to you. We're going to be very important announcements. You'll get a phone call from the school. I don't know if you've experienced that, but very important announcements. If you're getting a phone call from a school number, so save that number once you find out it's a school number, because it's sometimes a different number. But save that number so you know that that's an important announcement. There might be something happening at the school, or there might not be school one day. Very important announcements we send and we call, or big events. If there's something really big going on. And then we also send out text message and email. Now you have an option, as it's written up here. You have options for your notification, your preferences. So if you just really hate getting a bunch of text messages, once every few weeks, we send out announcements for, school events that come up, or we send out important announcements about summer school, like we sent out announcements about our graduation and promotions for our kinder, 5th, and 8th graders. If you just don't like getting calls or text messages, you'd rather just get an email, you can go into the message and you can set a preference and be like, okay, I just want a text message. I don't want an email. I don't want a call. I just want this. And whatever you opt out of or whatever you set your preferences to, that's what you'll get the messages for. So it's up to you. And you can also, with Parent Square, what's cool is that you can reply back and you can even ask questions through that. So we're working more with this now, but we were using ARIES communication before, so we might still send you messages through Signal Kit ARIES communication while we're transitioning to Parent Square. So the ARIES communication is just another mass form of messaging. So if there's an announcement, again, you might get a text message, you might get a call, but you can always go in, change your preferences, and say, I don't want a call, I don't want a text message. All that information we get from what you give us. So if you gave us an email that's not, and you don't use that email anymore, we're sending messages to that email and you might come and say, hey, I didn't get this message. Always make sure you give us updated information, updated phone numbers, updated email. So if you change your phone number, if you change your email, or you change your spouse's email or phone number, or your emergency contact email or phone number, always please check in with the office and update us with that so that we can continue to have effective communication with you. So that's another way where we send out and communicate with you. Yep. And lastly, we have our GIS school app. You can find that on the App Store, the Google Play Store, whatever. It's called Gateway International School. You have to make sure you type in the full Gateway International School. You can't just type in GIS. Some other school apps might pop up. And that's the logo that will pop up. Our school logo will pop up, and that's how you'll know that's our school. After you download it, you have the option to set notification preferences. This is just another way we communicate with parents. There's a lot of resources there as well, especially for attendance and teacher information. You can access the ARIES app, the ARIES portal to log in. So if you can't find ARIES or you don't know the school code, you can always go to the school app, click the big A, and then our school code and our school, like ARIES is already automatically connected to that link. So it's just an easier way for you to get ARIES. And we also send out app updates or little updates, announcements as well through the app. Just another way for you to get information and updates and announcements. If you don't want to get any notifications, you could just deny the app notifications. But I always recommend that you just turn on the app When you download it, just say yes to the downloadable content, update the app within, and say yes to the notifications so that you can always get notified with any announcements. And if you don't want it, you can always go in your settings and turn it off. The app has a lot of also different information for our school. You could just go and just play around with it and check it out. One of the main uses we've been seeing amongst our parents, just attendance. So instead of calling and saying, hey, my child's going to be sick on this and this day, people use the app. They just write their reason. It's a form, and then that form just gets sent to our attendance clerk. So it just makes it easier so you don't have to keep calling if your child is not going to be at school a certain day. So stuff like that. So feel free to download that. All righty. And I'll pass the microphone over to Ms. Svetlana.
Good morning, everyone. You're probably really overwhelmed with the lots of information. That's okay. If you will have follow-up questions, we're always here to answer all your questions. I just want to touch a little bit on some information Mr. Daniel mentioned. Regarding ARIES login and verification code, every one of you received a blue folder, and you have your child's information, student ID and verification code in the folder. Just in case if you ever need to access it, it's there for you. Second, on the right-hand side, when you open your binder, there are some forms I put in there for you to keep it. One of them is attendance. Please keep in mind that we keep a record of our students who are attending every day or not. We follow guidelines given us by district, by the state. And your child's attendance is really important. If you see that your child is getting really sick, I mean, if he or she has symptoms at night, make sure, take care of your child. And don't forget notify school. I know this is probably the last thing in your mind to notify the school, but if we don't receive any calls, we will call you anyway. Well, it's really important. And if phone call is not convenient for you, GIS app, just Mr. Daniel talked about it. There's a form for you to fill out. It's not like 2 pages, it's just few questions. You put the child's name, reason, and and the date. That's all, and you submit it. So please notify the school office about child's absences. So arrival at school 8:30. A school starts 8:30. It means the class session starts at 8:30. We keep our gates a little bit longer to open so kids could quickly get to the classrooms, but it doesn't mean that if a gate open, students are okay. Teacher will mark them late. Okay, if gate is closed, then the student has to come through the office, and there's a book to sign in, either students or a parent sign in, and student late anyway. So don't get confused for that. Okay, so dismissal, as Ms. Croyle mentioned at the very beginning, from Monday to Thursday, dismissal is at 3:15 and Friday at 12:30. Okay, absence, I already told you. There's multiple ways as well to notify the school about child's absence. You can use GIS app. You can go to our website, gischarted.org, and under attendance tab, there is a Google form link to it. You just report an absence. It's easy, or phone call, whatever is easier for you. Excuse absences, unexcused absences, excused absences we consider if it's a death in the family is tragic, or there's a car broke down and there's no way to fix it right away. You all understand what excused absences is, right? I just want to make sure what is unexcused is a family vacation. If you don't tell us the reason, it's not like we're just curious and want to know your personal life. Trust me. Please, we must ask this question. in order to determine whether absence is excused or not excused. If you don't tell us the reason, it's unexcused. Okay? For every excused absence, student has time to make up work. 1 day missed, 1 day to make up. 2 day missed, 2 day make up. To make up. And the student has to be responsible to contact the teacher and ask for the work to make up. Okay? It's not like a student come. I know many of you are kindergarten parents, but keep in mind, please, that we encourage students to be advocate for themselves. You know, if a student has a question, please teach your children to be come up to the student, to the teacher, to the office. We are here to help your child. Okay. And early dismissal, if you have an appointment anytime, you please come to the school office first. We'll sign student out and we will call her or him from the classroom. If you are in a hurry, call us a little bit in advance and tell us the time when you want to pull a child out for the appointment, and we'll do so. It will be much easier, of course, especially when it's close to dismissal time. You are running, there are lots of cars outside. It can create really, really unwanted situation. Please call us ahead of time. We're here to help you again. Please, next slide. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. All right, we good? All right, behavior. So hopefully this will not be anything new. Oh, sorry. There's a video on me. Sorry about that. All right. So Miss Dillon and I are the behavior gurus at the school. So if your child, which all children learn, that's what they're here for, right? They're here to learn everything, including behavior. So if you're, oh, I'm sorry, let me start with our social contract. Sorry, these are kind of more important. So at the beginning of every year, we create a social contract in each classroom, okay? The social contract is a set of agreements that the teacher and the students create together. The essentials of the social contract are always respect, trying your best, and no put downs. So if they can adhere to those 3 behavior agreements, there's really going to be no problems for the year. Okay. But sometimes, students choose not to maybe follow the rules. So we always start with a verbal warning. Johnny, please remember our social contract says we'll be respectful of one another. Okay. The teachers here are amazing. Really, if you don't know the teachers yet, you're going to learn to love them. They are so accommodating to your child's individual needs. So they get to know your child, they get to know your child's personality, and they adjust their teaching and the behavior, really their management style to your students, okay? So a verbal warning, we always start with that. There's sometimes loss of recess. Sometimes if a student decides to maybe put toilet paper down the toilet or make a mess of some sort, sometimes they'll have a community cleanup. So we'll give them gloves and they'll go pick up trash, just kind of like the consequence fits whatever behavior they had. So oftentimes there's lots of opportunities for the child to not be sent to the office. So Ms. Dillon and I will generally step in if whatever the teacher is doing has not worked, okay? Sometimes we'll give you a call. We'll often let you know what's happening. We do have a form called a violation notice. And the violation notice does not, just so you know, does not go into a permanent record of any kind. It's just a notification to let you know what happened at school, okay? So it's really just another way we communicate with you, all right? I think that's good. Let's go to the next one. Okay, dress code. So really, as long as the kids are wearing clothes that are clean and that fit, that's what we're looking for, okay? We don't want underwear or undergarments exposed, whether it be top or bottom, so pants up and shirts covering any kind of undergarments that might be worn. Super short anything is not appropriate. And shoes. Please make sure your kids are not wearing flip-flops. That's pretty much it. And if they want to wear sandals because it's hot out, which I understand, just have a back strap because they like to run. We don't want them to fall and trip over their shoes, okay? Oh, and hats. Hats and hoods can be worn outside. It gets cold or sunny, totally fine. We just ask that they take them off in the classroom, okay? All right, next one, please. Oh, and if they come to school and maybe they have an inappropriate slogan, maybe cigarettes or alcohol, we will be calling you to ask them to please have a change of clothing. Who has the remote? Okay. Cell phones, very hot topic. So TK through 5th grade students are not allowed to have cell phones at school. There's just really no need for a TK through 5th grade student to have a cell phone. But our middle schoolers, oftentimes they use their cell phones for projects in class, for research, and those are allowed. They are not allowed to be turned on in class unless the teacher tells them it's time to take out your cell phone. They can have them at passing periods and at lunchtime, before and after school. The most important thing is that if you've given your child a cell phone, we're believing that you trust them with it, but also understand that we cannot be responsible for it. So if it is lost or stolen, I'm very sorry. We absolutely do not obviously agree with things being stolen, but if it happens, we cannot replace it for you. If a TK through 5th grade student does bring a cell phone and decides to bring it out of their backpack, usually the teacher will take it, will let you know that they have it, and then you can come get it from the teacher. Okay, so they won't be in trouble for it. They will just have it taken from them and held with the teacher. Okay. Independent studies. Is that you?
If anyone needs to leave early, all you need to do to remember in your binder, on the left-hand side when you open, there's few forms, 3 forms actually you need to complete before you leave, and give it to the office if you need to leave early, and they will make able to make copies for you of your immunization, just in case if you need to leave early, okay? So independent studies are one of the things we offer to our families. In case if a child was diagnosed suddenly and she or he has to stay home for some time, we offer independent study, which means that teacher will gather classroom and homework for the child, and the child can do this at home. There is a limit of time we offer for independent study. So kindergartens up to 2 weeks, as you can see, and 7th and 8th grade up to 5 weeks straight, okay? And every case is different. Every case is different. So please come to the office ahead of time, at least a week before you plan. If you don't plan but you need it, also please come to the school office and we'll try to do our best to help you, okay? There are times when parents take advantage of independent study, then do work, which the next time when you try to ask for independent study would be hard thing to do, because there are a lot of work behind the contract you will sign in the office, a lot of work for the attendance clerk and the teacher, and grading. And if your child does not, if you go on a vacation, for example, and you're asking for independent study, and you know that your child won't have time to complete the whole work, please don't take it. Because If your child will not bring back the whole packet of assigned work the first day he or she will come back to school, it's going to be unexcused absence anyway. So please think it through when you ask for independent study, okay? But if there are reasons, as I mentioned before, unexpected, please come and talk to us. We'll try to help you out with that, okay? Next slide. Okay, this is a good slide. Here's the list of forms that are not in your binders right now. Parent Square, the program Mr. Daniel spoke about it earlier, it's going to be up where these forms will be, annual forms. These are forms we do every single year for every single child. So I know it could be really time consuming for you, and we're trying our best to make more convenient for you. So these forms are going to be on Parent Square for you at the beginning of school year available. An emergency card you already signed at the beginning when you came in. Okay, so you don't have to worry about that either right now. Next slide, please. Immunizations. Many of you might have questions about immunizations. Of course, we follow the health department's guidelines by California, and all students have to be either up to date or have complete immunization before first day of school. If you're not really clear of which shots child has to have right now or in order to get to school, just be patient with me. I'll explain you every single step based on your student's record, okay? Just don't worry about it, we'll get you through, okay? And I actually can create a schedule for you based on your child's immunization and tell you which months preferably, or help you out to spread out the shots for your convenience if you don't want to do them all together. So I'm here to help you. Next, please. As of right now, we are doing our new to GIS students orientation. There are dates in the school that you just please kind of be aware. So January will be a month when we re-register our kids. So there's not going to be application for that. It's going to be just simple one piece of paper with asking you, do you want your child to come back to our school next year or not? Yes or no question. And this paper usually sends out by the teacher in January. Many parents sign the form, not even aware of what they're signing, unfortunately. And then maybe in March, they're like, oh my God, I don't know what's going on, if I got, re-register for next year or not. So if you don't receive any call from us, you got it, you did it, okay? So February and March, if you have siblings coming up for the next year kindergartens, make sure to apply during these 2 months. It's really crucial because after we closed for open enrollment, these students who have been applying for upcoming school year will go to lottery if needed. If you will apply, send me a registration form after the deadline, your child will go after everybody else after lottery. You don't want that to happen. Please keep in mind, February and March are the month for open enrollment. And withdrawal process, just easy. If you decide to switch schools, that's okay. Just notify us. Don't disappear, okay? Just call us. You don't need to come make an official appointment with us. Just call us and let us know, okay, this would be the last day, reason, and where you're going, okay? That's all what we need. Next one.
I want to hold everything. Thank you. All right, my turn again. So I'm gonna go a little bit over summer school. We are offering summer school this school year. It is going to be 6 weeks long, and breakfast and lunch will be provided. So it'll start June 14th. Yes, have it right. June 14th through July 22nd. It's going to be Monday through Thursday, 8:30 to 12:15. So they'll have breakfast and then it's grab and go lunch. So we'll have lunchtime. So we'll give them, so make sure you send a snack for their recess break so they can have an opportunity to eat. And then you'll have 12 o'clock, 12:15 is pickup time. That way they can eat lunch, grab their lunch and eat in the car. So that'll be offered to who all can apply. Any student that is coming to be in our kindergarten class all the way to 8th grade. So all students are eligible to attend summer school. Any of our current TK through 8th grade. And if we have enough students in TK, they might be able to get in, but we're not sure yet for TKers for summer school. Just for summer school, but kinder through 8th grade are allowed to come in. If you would like to grab an application at the end, Miss Velosova or any one of us can help you. You can fill it out and drop it off in the office. We do have space, so we're hoping that we can get enough enrollment to have one at each grade level, one class. Currently we don't, but every day new application is coming in. So that opportunity is available for you guys as well. After school program, good news. That was very important. This was the first year we did not have after school program, and it was hard for some of our families having to pick up their kids at 3 o'clock or 2:45 or 3:15 with us, with the cohorting and everything. Moving forward into next school year, like Ms. Coyle told you guys earlier, we're gonna be a regular all-day school. So there will be after school program until 6 p.m. at every grade level. You have to register them. Between everyone, we kind of have talked about it, touch based on it. So it will be available to our students. You just have to apply. Make sure you apply in August so you have an opportunity to get in, since the seating is limited per grade level. So we're just gonna have one after school class per grade level, and we keep the numbers at about 20 is our cutoff. So we wanna keep it. What are some of the things? We will have tons of clubs in after school. There's an homework time, there's time for sports. So they definitely have the first hour is homework support, and after that it's clubs until the end of the day, until everybody's picked up at 6 o'clock. Our ACES supervisor is out today, but it's Miss Maria, and her phone number is listed here for you guys, her school phone number that you can contact her at about after school. But this application will be available for you guys to fill out in August before school starts, so that your child can be in after school if you need it. So that opportunity is available. Next slide. Parental involvement. Was there a question? No? Okay. Parental involvement. You know, that's something every school desire, to have their parents involved in their child's education, be supportive in the classroom, helping the classroom. If you are one of those parents who has the time and the flexibility to come support the teacher or the classroom or the school in general, we highly encourage you. We appreciate that. Only issue we have right now is everything that's happening with the pandemic. We're not 100% certain if this opportunity is available moving into next school year. But if it is, it'll be back on. So what does that mean? You can help us with field trips. You know, you can go on field trips, or you can be an everyday volunteer, but there are documentations that you have to fill out and fingerprint it and everything through our district office in order to be a volunteer at our site. So if you want to do the document just to have it ready, and if things change, by all means, please reach out to our office and then get set up with that. But right now, we're not allowing anyone onto campus. It's just our students and our teachers are allowed on campus. So if that's available, please, by all means, go ahead and sign up. So what can you do? You can help us with any of our events, any of our school events. You know, volunteering is always great, but you have to be TB tested and fingerprinted in order to do that. You can volunteer in the classroom, like I said earlier. School site council and the ELAC, English Advisory Committee. Those are ongoing and they're happening every school year. We cannot get out of those advisory committees, so we have to have those. If you would like to participate in those, by all means, please reach out to the office and sign up to be in that. We will be sending ballots home with our students. It's going to be in August, so it'll be a little later in the year. Definitely within the first couple of weeks of school, they'll be going out. You can participate in that. This is where we meet with our parents, those parents that have signed up, to talk about our LCAP plan, to talk about all the things that are happening on campus, upcoming events that are happening, and how you guys can support us and participate, input on things that are happening, concerns from families, or anything. That's your opportunity to talk to us with administration about what are some things that are happening and some things that you guys are wanting to see changes happening in, or input and opinion. That's a great way to participate in the learning of your children, is to be a voice for all of the families on campus. So that is available. What else? So anything else? I think I'm good with that one. And I guess Mrs. Velasquez is going to take over some things.
Okay, we are almost done. How are you? Tired? Probably. So I'm gonna tell you what to do next. Our presentation is over now. We were asking you to bring birth certificate or any document to prove your child's identity. We're gonna look at it, but we're not gonna copy it. We're not allowed to do that. We just need to verify your child's first and last name and date of birth. We'll make a mark on registration paper. That's all. What we need you to do is to make copies of immunization record. If you do have copies, great. If you need to make a copy, there are 2 doors from this room, to the left and to the right. Ms. Galina will meet you at the left door. I mean, that side, and Ms. Tamara is in the office. They will make you, they will help you to make copies, okay? When you do have copies, please and see me, okay? I'm gonna be here waiting for you, and I'll check everything. I will tell you what to do if your child is missing something, I mean, regarding immunization. The last thing I wanna say, that in August, please keep your personal information, especially email, phone number, updated with us. Ms. Galina is gonna be working here all summer, so if you need to reach someone in the office, please leave a message. If no one answers, but no, you will have return calls. In August, we'll have another orientation. The information we covered today is gonna be one-time thing, so don't expect that whole school will be listening to the same thing. So this is only for you, for new parents, okay? The orientation in August will be short, more welcoming, with the updates and the rest of the forms that needed, like lunch forms, after school program forms, if anybody needs get to the bus list forms and everything. So this also important, but it will be much shorter, okay? All I need from you right now is to make copies, complete the form in the binder. If you have a TK student or kindergarten student and never been applied anywhere, just cross that form for me, okay? If your child was attending preschool or any daycare, please list it there. We're not going to request any papers, but it's just for our knowledge to know if your child been in the school or in the program somewhere else. Any questions, please? Yes, ma'am. As Mrs. Dillon said, that we are not sure about TK yet. When we finish our enrollment for everybody else, we'll see how much space is available. Yeah. Anybody else? Well, thank you very much for your time, for coming to our school. We are really happy to have you in our GS family. And if you have any questions anytime, please reach out to us over email from Svetlana. I'm the one who you've been communicating with since the beginning, or you can call the school office anytime, okay? Thank you very much. I'll be here for you waiting, okay?